Good morning, everyone. This is Pandakwan, and today we're going to talk more about what's happening in terms of the Iran, Israel, and US war and what all I think is going to happen on coming Monday. So, the very first thing I want you guys to look into is my ex post. I already had said that why is United Airlines and MET, like MetLife Insurance, why is it basically going down? And both of them were like 8%, and then the other one was 4%. That was very surprising on Friday. So that's why I mentioned that something is there. So that's why I said the market always leaks before it bleeds. This is very influential. I knew that something was cooking up. I sold a lot of my positions. But what for Monday? The very first thing I would be talking about is Kospi because the South Korean markets have been overpriced a little bit. Why I say that? Because they have stopped short selling. Because of short selling, people have been piling up and no one is selling. And because when no one is selling, there is an overhyped cycle. And now there is a war and everything situations going on, sudden panic. When panic happens and there is no short selling, what happens? It goes down even faster. And this is where I would take this situation and short it at a very moment on Monday because this the market is overly overpriced. Samsung and SK Hynix, which are like HBM high bandwidth memory makers, they are gonna lose the very first time the price momentum. Okay, so diving back into the Strait of Hormuz, what it looks like. So I in the at the above, like what are in free fall, what is basically printing cash. You have to know the levels. Before that, I'm gonna talk much about Iran and UAE. So you see that this is basically a Strait of Hormuz, and then how the tankers kind of pile in, and this is a 33-kilometer wide. And whenever, let's say, whenever it is closed, then one or the other side of them is disagreeing. Why there is disagreement? Imagine that if Iran's and no one can do anything, right? Because imagine if Iran says that no, none of the tankers are safe, like UAE can, like try to come up with a negotiation, but they cannot stop Iran. Like this is a very big country, and if they want, they can invade the vessel, and there could be a major loss, right? And why they don't do it? Because a lot of tankers from China, South Korea, Japan, India, all of them basically pass through the whole all trade between the West and the East is happening through this strait. And this is very critical. And this is the markets, like 20% of the world supply would be blocked because till the time Iran has the control of Strait of Hormuz, it will definitely block it for a certain time. So this is what's going to happen because Russia and China won't like it. So it might happen. They might remove it, but still there would be a major blockage over there. So what is the oil price upside target? I would say that in case US and Israel does not come to a conclusion by the end of Monday, you will see like 10-12% increase in the oil price coming Monday. So you would be so that's what I'm seeing over here. The immediate targets would be like for $85, but 130, what I am saying is the upside target that it might go up to that level if this escalation is not brought down. So what about like the US oil? Because US has a lot of LNG and the shale exports, they do not do it. They try to first import it from different countries which already available. They try to conserve their own resources and use it very low, so they are like not affected at all. So what does the emergency situation looks like? The very first thing right now, this blockade happened. So the moment blockade happened, there is 20 million barrel per day which is being stopped. So if they are being stopped and Israel army is not Israel, Iran army is not letting the tanker pass through, because every tanker is a target. It has millions of dollars worth of oil, so definitely they cannot attack it. But they even the tankers from different countries won't move because it's a major loss in revenue and a major risk anyone is taking over there. So, and that's why I said the crude oil spikes to $95 and 130 if this is not stopped completely. The premium, the moment the market opens, you will see like 5% is minimum that it's going to jump again. After that, like this is just hours that will happen. And after that, if this continues to a particular days, the inflation shocks will happen. Imagine like, wow, what is the economy kind of running on, right? If you think about that, we have electric cars. We should have switched from oil based economy to electric based economy. Oil is still the backbone of the economy. Everything runs on top of oil. How the government taxes you, how it does, it's basically running on oil. There is a whole monetary system built around oil. So that, and if it is blocked, there where the inflation happens, because there is a demand shock, because there is a supply shock. If the demand increases and the supply is not there, you will see that first. So then tier two is what, after multiple days, what's happened? Asia is the first which will get energy starved. So Asian markets coming into picture directly relates to Cosby and its overhyped thing. I would be keeping an eye on that. That is a opportunity that I can't miss. So that's what I'm taking in. So now most China has like 90% of the Iranian oil via Hormuz, and Japan, South Korea, India. So what you see like Asian manufacturing outputs contract, global supply chains. So Asia is the one which will feel the impact the most. And similarly, within weeks, if it is not resolved, you will see a repricing around 8% to 12%. So this is not a Palestinian war that we are talking about. This is a very big country, Iran. If their supreme leader is not taken off their position, and the war will continue and it's going to be bloody. So unless you see any news that the war has stopped, SPY will not grow. This is what I'm thinking, but let's see what happens. Then, similarly, new energy architecture emerges, like US LNG, the very first thing that we'll try to do. So, this is how the oil repricing has been done. $85 as a base case that I was talking about, then central scenario where there is a prolonged standoff and Iran deploys mines. So again, like it's 95 to $100 per barrel. And in case full closure and Iran plans to attack Saudi Arabia as well, their Saudi Aramco infrastructure, and then the Houthis even escalate the Red Sea, it's gonna be a full shock. So let's see what's going to happen. But this is the one that you should short, and the one that's going to bleed the most. And these are the one who will be printing and like minting money. So you can see all the airline stocks that's are in red: DAL, Delta Airlines, United Airlines, American Airlines, Asian Economy, for FXI, Chinese large, Japan ETF, India ETF. Similarly, like the maritime Zim mostly has been taken over by one of the companies. So so I won't do anything but that. But Dow, like it says to avoid, you should not do that. And then similarly, like any cruise and entertainment industry, which is Carnival, Royal Caribbean, that's gonna be a short. But what is the buy? The buy is all the oil-based companies like Occidental Petroleum, ExxonMobil, Chevron, Diamondback Energy, Energy Sector, CTF. These all are gonna jump. Defense sector is no brainer, like RTX, NOC, Lockheed Martin. These are gonna go up. And then hard assets we are talking about, like gold, silver, definitely they have been very strong. Again, it might go up. So these are the sectors you should be watching. And repricing, I would say try to change your portfolio a little bit as well, in case the airlines stock falls the most. You should actually think about buying them, because most of them have been repriced prior to the war always happens. Always remember, whatever the current price of the market is, it is as of future. So already everything has been repriced. So do not think that it's going to fall more than it could be up and opposite. Other interesting thing I'm going to talk about is, you see, like everyone was saying that oil is done and this and that. But see, like all of the major giants, is the war is still on oil and it's not going to stop. There is a lot of work that needs to be done on energy infrastructure, because still we are all dependent on oil. With that, I conclude. I hope you like my analysis. This is what the war room over here is, what it shows, like what is the effect of the war, where does the tankers fall, where is the US carrier kind of stationed. So this is basically it. Thank you so much and enjoy the wonderful weekend. Thank you, everyone.